I mean, the thing is to go from A to Z to Heroes is pretty freaking great. Like, that was awesome for my life, but we got so close on A to Z. Like, I miss those guys so much. Yeah, thank you.
Sorry, go ahead.
No?
So let's start with the basic questions. Who do you play and what do they get to do on the show?
Okay, I play Quentin Frady, who is a conspiracy theorist whose research basically into a big national event takes me to Noah Bennett's house. And so that's what it is. Basically, it's like you watch a guy who has been reading about conspiracies on his computer for months and months and months, maybe years. And then all of a sudden finds out that it's real and has to deal with it. And it's like way more dangerous than he ever expected.
What tips it over for?
There is if you watch the Dark Matters prequel, kind of spells out my whole storyline. It involves my sister, and it becomes, so the idea is that like what is this crazy national event becomes incredibly personal for me, and then kind of drives me into like a world of like living in the dark and researching and putting my life at risk because I'm basically like trying to protect my family.
Is he the super paranoid?
Yes. But then the idea is that like that's the whole thing is just like what if you're not paranoid? What if they're really out to get you? You know what I mean? And that's kind of what happens. And I think it may be bad for conspiracy theorists because in general, because if they start really believing that it's all real, we're gonna lose a lot of baristas. You know what I mean? We're gonna use a lot of guys working at a Burger King, you know, who live in their mom's basements that are like really scared, like, you know, once they get too deep.
So what about this role made you say, I want to do this? Why do I have to be a part of the show?
I am a conspiracy theorist. I am Quentin Frady, and I absolutely love it. I even know on A to Z I put a fake moon landing reference into it, which I've tried to do. The moon landing is real. The footage may be fake. But I don't want to talk about that. I don't think that's even necessarily real. But no, it's like, yeah, I read this immediately, and of course, and it's Heroes. As soon as you find that it's Heroes, it was just like, yes, please, 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 get me an audition. And then I find it's a conspiracy theorist, and it's like, oh, finally, then maybe I can use some of this, like, you know, these press opportunities to talk about how there are reptilian, alien bloodlines deep within our government, you know, putting us in a hologram prison, collecting our organ energy. But I mean, I'm not saying that that's necessarily true. But think about it.
Can you tell us your character's favorite conspiracy theory?
I mean, it is this. It's like what happens in Heroes Reborn is the pet theory of this guy. Like, it's kind of what he sort of dives into it. And I'm also probably really into where were the bodies put after the incident at Roswell. Yeah.
So does he, you said he does meet up with HR? Are they allies then? Or...
Tentative friends, tentative allies. That's how it happens. Because then you're just a dude who is, you know, basically was a goofball who's now a basement dweller, internet researcher, and then gets paired with the real deal, like secret agent man. And there's a lot of friction in that relationship.
Does that though give your character a really good sort of growth line on that he goes from no one believing him to him being maybe the expert or somebody who
basically
really does?
You just find out, yeah, it's just like what happens again when you find out that all this stuff that everybody told you were crazy to believe in is totally real. You know, so it's like you have a guy, it's like Comic-Con, right? It's like you look at these guys over here that love all the zombie stuff and love all the vampire stuff and all this stuff. It's just like, if that stuff turns out to be real, you literally got an army of capable zombie fighters that are now experts. They were years of being nerds, but now they're warriors. So it's sort of like that. But then you find out that when it's real, it's like way too real. And you're like up above your eyebrows in a world that you don't belong in.
Would Quentin's worst nightmare be coming across the Haitian who might make you forget the reality he's discovered?
I mean, to be honest, I think by that time you'd be so happy to forget so you could just go back to eating pizza on a couch. Once you realize how much running is involved, like the physical running that's involved in exposing a conspiracy and being deep in the heart of it, I think you just finally be like, you know, I'm tired. You know, like, get me out of it. That'd be pretty cool.
So he's going to welcome you.
Oh, yeah, please. So, can I get a reset? That'd be awesome.
Did you watch the original Heroes as it aired?
I saw the first season, and it's awesome.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh no, it was awesome. Now since I've watched a bunch of it, it's great.
How do you think Heroes Reborn will, be similar and different from the original Heroes run?
It's got the same mythology. It's getting we got reoccurring characters. It is 5 years after the events in the first season, the first series. It's just jumping off point from that. The whole world is very different in Heroes Reborn. It is a way more dangerous world because now that there are all these superheroes that are out, like there's going to be a lot of chaos, and the government is going to not look too kindly that we got a bunch of people that can incinerate our armies, or can't be held by prisons, or they're not basically held accountable by normal laws anymore because they have these abilities. And so there's a lot of it's a harder world in Heroes Reborn, and you're gonna see a lot of that.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.